welcome to the Railway Children Ultra briefing video. My name's Neil Thubron. I'm the event director, the founder of X Energy, and I'm delighted to bring you, after 18 months of planning, I'm delighted to bring you the Railway Children Ultra on the 15th of June. So welcome to all of you, and thank you so much to the sponsors of the event, C2C Railways. Whether you're doing the 50 or the 30 miler, thank you so much for entering, which is the whole event. Every penny we raise in entry fees, in donations, every penny is going to the great work that the Railway Children Charity do, and they support vulnerable children alone, at risk, on the streets and at transport hubs in the UK and abroad. So thank you all for the support you're giving. I know you're all running this for lots of different reasons, to do your first 50 mile, to do your first 30 mile, but whatever you're doing, you're helping people as you go along it. So look, our objective as an event organizer is to create challenging events that are fun and safe. And a big part of this briefing is going to be about the safety side of things, but also just to make sure you know everything that you need to know for the event. And of course, with this event, we want to raise as much money as we possibly can for such a great cause. So I've got my briefing notes here, so if my eyes keep looking down, apologies for that, I'm reading so I don't forget anything. But I just want to start off by meeting the competitors, to meet you. I know that many of you will have run our events before, and thank you for coming back, and we hope with this new event we create a great experience for you again. For anyone running with us for the first time, welcome. Thank you for choosing us and for trusting us to create a great event for you this weekend. For anyone doing their first ultra, wow, congratulations for taking the step into the world of ultra. Welcome to the ultra world. And when you finish, please make sure you go and see Shannon, who'll be at the end in Southend Station, because she'll have a first ultra certificate for you waiting for you to pick up. And I know many of you who are running and raising money through donations, through sponsorship for the Railway Children Charity. Thank you so much for all you're doing there. We have nearly 300 people running this weekend, which is amazing for the first run of an event. Roughly 170 are doing the 50 miler and 120 are doing the 30 miler. We've got people from all over the UK, and as far as I can tell, the furthest travelled are coming from County Durham, from Cumbria, and down the other side of the country in Somerset. So thank you for making a weekend of it, running along the Essex Riviera. This weekend we've got a special celebration. Teresa Deer, happy birthday for the 15th of June, choosing to run along the Essex Riviera on her birthday. So Teresa, we'll have your name will be on your number, so if anyone sees the name Teresa, please wish her happy birthday. And our youngest runner over the weekend is a 23-year-old lady, and our oldest is a 76-year-old lady. So we've got a real spread of ages throughout the field, and of male and female runners as well. Now I'd like to thank our sponsors, C2C Railways, who have made this whole event possible. Without them, without the vision of Rob Mullin, their MD, this would not have happened. Thank you to Kinetic Sport for their support and sponsorship, My Race Kit and Imperial Vehicles, who provide the vehicles for the event. Thank you to our sponsors. So let me tell you a little bit about the ground you're going to be going along. I went along it probably 2 months ago now. And what can I say? It is a very flat route, very flat. In general, following the Thames pretty much on your right-hand side all the way. But you wind in and out through various towns and round marshes and stuff as you go. The terrain is a mix of everything, from roads and pavements and trails, some beautiful, some not so, but it gives you a good flavour of the whole area that you're going to go through, all of the industrial side of it, the port side of it, the marshes, the bird sanctuaries, etc. Most is good running. There are some overgrown sections with stinging nettles and brambles. This time of year off-road, you expect that. So you're not going to get bored on this terrain. The weather for the 15th of June looks like it's going to be perfect for running. 15 to 18 degrees of temperature, potentially a chance of a couple of showers later on in the afternoon, but sunny spells as well. So it's going to be a nice day for being out on the trails and running, which is perfect. But it is important that in whatever the weather turns out to be, but with those temperatures, make sure you're taking on plenty of water between aid stations, that you're hydrating. Make sure you're layering up and down. It is going to be warm, so just keep an eye on your layers so you're not getting too hot. If it gets really sunny, obviously caps and sunglasses and those kind of things are really important as well. But just make sure that you are hydrating well between aid stations. So the weather looks good. Really pleased to hear that. Okay, let me tell you about the registration and start. So obviously we've got two registrations. One's at a school just down from Tilbury Station, which is the 30-miler, and we've got the 50-mile registration at Upminster. You should have all received your race number in the post. If not, don't worry, we'll have spare ones at registration, but you should have all got them in the post. Make sure you bring those with you, please. Your race number is your proof of entry, or you have a printed proof of entry, both of which will give you access to the trains throughout the whole day. So let me be clear on that. So your race number or your registration, proof of registration, which came from the when you entered the event, either of those will allow you to travel on C2C to the start, from the start, throughout the rest of the day. Okay, so that's great news, and thank you to C2C Railways for that. You can therefore park your car at the start or at the finish and get back to it, because we're starting at a station and we're finishing at a station. There is paid parking at or near both starts and at the finish, but please make sure you do pay when you do park, otherwise you're going to get a fine. When you get to registration at Upminster or Tilbury, if you've got your race number, then all you've got to do is go up with your race number, collect your timing tracker, which is a GPS tracker which will show you on a map exactly where you are so that people can follow you. And it's also your timer as well. That needs to be carried in your ultra pack, in your fanny pack, whatever you've got going with you on the day. There are toilets at the stations and at the school prior to the start. There are no changing facilities at the start or the finish. You can leave a bag with us to take to the finish. We will put that on a van and we will take it to the finish for you. So just leave that where you're told to at the start, whichever start you register at. It'll be kept securely until you arrive at Southend where you can pick it up. Okay, let's talk about the race format. Okay, the race is a straight timed run. The 50-miler starts at 7:30 at Upminster. The 30-miler starts at 8 o'clock at Lansdowne Primary School, Tilbury, just down from Tilbury Station. As I've mentioned, you'll be issued a GPS tracker, which is your registration and your timing device. This can be viewed online throughout the day so your supporters can follow it. And also, clearly, you can have a look and see where you are if you're not sure, if you go off track. The link will be sent out probably with this video. It might be on the Thursday before the event, depending on when we get the final link through. You will be called forward to the start. We won't start everyone off in a mass start because we've got roads to cross. So we'll call you forward about 10 minutes before the start, and then we'll set you off in 2-minute waves of roughly 20 people, something like that. So that we'll get most of you gone very quickly, but we have to phase that so that we don't have congestions at the first couple of road crossings. And it's also worth noting that we have to finish the event at 2300 at 11 p.m. at Southend. So we'll talk about that, but yeah, hopefully we won't have to pull anyone out. We've never had to do that before. What we have had to do is just one or two of the walkers at the back of the field. We might have to boost them up a checkpoint, but 11 o'clock, that gives you a long time to complete your distance. So, but just bear in mind, we have got a close time of 2300 at Southend. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about the route, information, and the hazards. In general, you are following the London Loop and the England Coastal Path, which, by the way, has been renamed near Southend to the King Charles III Path. So the route marking, you will see orange ribbon hanging down from railings, from trees, from wherever we can hang it. You will see orange paint dots in places on roads, on paths, to show you which way to go. You'll see small A4 size yellow signs with black arrows on. You'll see big signs with yellow signs with black arrows on as well. So keep an eye on the orange ribbon, the orange paint and the arrows. Overgrown sections. So there are some sections, as I mentioned earlier, where nettles and brambles are overgrown. Most of it is passable. There is one section at Fobbing Marsh at the moment which is not passable. On the 12th of June, we're hoping to go and do a clearing party there to clear that route so we can go through there. If not, we have a diversion which goes round on the roads. So that is the alternative. At the moment, the GPS is showing the road route. However, if we can go through Fobbing Marsh, we will take you through there because it's a nice area. But at the moment, it's too dangerous for you to go through. In fact, you couldn't go through there. So we're hoping you can go through there and just follow the signage and you'll be told at the checkpoint at Fobbing whether it's open or not. Caution, crossing all roads. You will cross a lot of roads during the day. Some are minor, some are major. Some of the busier ones have islands or pedestrian crossings, zebra crossings, pelican crossings, that kind of thing. Please make sure you're crossing at a sensible space and you're looking both ways before crossing. Caution of other path users. Some of the sections are quite narrow. So you need to be cautious of mountain bikes, of walkers, of dogs, of other people out using it. So just be conscious and aware of other people. Caution with underfoot as well. You know, sometimes you won't see what's underfoot because it's overgrown, but be careful of roots, rocks, steps, stiles, usual sort of things that are a challenge. If there's any livestock in the field and it's blocking your path, don't try and force your way through it. Please go round it, don't worry it. Livestock typically will just ignore you. If you're worried at any point, just slow down, don't run, walk, and just get past where you need to get past. Be careful along some sections right next to the Thames where at high water, the big high waters, there is debris along some of the paths. It's not the prettiest thing. It looks a little bit like a rubbish dump in places. But just be careful along there. That's just where the Thames has dumped its litter when it's at a very high tide. Clearly follow the country code, please. And no littering, close gates, etc. Okay, checkpoints. There are 8 checkpoints on the 50 mile and 5 on the 30 mile. Distances vary from between 3 and 8 miles. Checkpoint 7 is just going to be a water stop. We've just put that in as an extra checkpoint. The process at the checkpoints is basically follow the instructions of the CP staff. There's plenty of water there, squash, Coke at some of the aid stations, plus plenty of snacks and food, savoury and sweet. So just make sure you're fueling up, make sure you're hydrating, and that you leave with full water bottles, and that you've taken on some energy as well. Please note you need to bring your own cup for Cokes and that kind of thing. We don't provide cups, so bring a collapsible cup, please. If you have any specific dietary requirements, then you would have let us know on the entry form. But we can take your food to the aid stations. If you have specific food that you like to eat en route, just give it to the aid station staff when you register. Most CPs are at stations or at venues where there are toilets. So you will always be able to use the facilities as you need. Okay, safety. This is important, so please listen carefully. Safety, actions on injury. Okay, we've got a medic team, two vehicles out on the course at the whole time. And they will be at various points on the course and at the finish. So there are 3 levels of medical incident. The first one is if you get hurt en route, try and get to an aid station so we can either patch you up, we can call the medics, we can deal with you, and you can either carry on or you can withdraw at that point. If you can't get to an aid station, please let either another competitor know, phone us. The telephone numbers for me, for the other management of the event, and for the medics will be at your start on a whiteboard. You'll take a photo of it. So give one of us a call, let us know what's going on, and we'll work out how we can recover you. If you see something serious, you see someone knocked down, you see someone collapse, then please phone 999 first and then let us know. And the 999 service will coordinate with our medics to deal with the incident. If you get lost, okay, so I've talked about our markings. Our markings are going out on the Friday, and we've got 2 mountain bikers checking the route Saturday morning early. So the markings should be there, so you just got to keep an eye on the markings. You've got your GPX files on your phones or your watches that you can use. There is OS map links on the website. You can download those and you can follow it on a map as well. You've also got the online tracker, which will show you exactly where you are on the route. So please keep an eye on all of those things and all the markings. If you haven't seen a sign for a while, if you're not sure where you are, then either retrace your steps, check on your phone where you are so you can get back to the route. As I said, you're following 2 national trails for most of it. If you're still lost, then give us a call, use what 3 words, let us know where you are and we'll try and guide you back in. If you have to withdraw, please only withdraw at an aid station. We need to know that you are not on the course, and we need to collect your tracker and we need to get your number off you. We will get you to the nearest station so that you can then get back to your car. Well, most of the aid stations are at stations, so you can withdraw and then you can get on a train and go back to your car, whether it's at Southend or at Upminster or Tilbury. Dark. Most of you will finish in daylight because it is, we're close to the longest day of the year. However, if you are going to finish after 2100, please make sure you've got a head torch in your backpack. Just because the last section, as you come in through Southend, could be a little bit dark along the front there, and then as you come up through the streets to get to the finish. So please make sure you've got a head torch for safety. As I've mentioned, the finish deadline is 2300. We will manage that as we need to. I've never had to pull anyone out before. We've just had to boost people along if necessary, but that will only affect maybe 1 or 2 people, if that. When you get to the finish, go through the finish arch, which will be at the bottom of the steps at Southend Station. Head, big smile as you go through, raise your arms high so the cameras get great pictures of you finishing. Then please head up the steps, hand in your tracker, head into the station where we'll have teas and coffees and cakes and refreshments all set up for you. We will do prize givings throughout the day as people finish. Your bag will be in a room in the station where we can give that to you when you get there. And please note there are no changing facilities at the finish. So look, the final words from me. I want you to have a great day, and the whole team we've got out there just want you to have a fantastic day out, running along and experiencing the whole of the culture of the Essex Riviera. But we also want you to be safe, so please be careful, please take your time, please don't just endure the event, enjoy the event. Have a good look around and really, really enjoy it. I look forward to seeing you along with all of the team on the 15th of June. Thank you.